Okay, in this section we're going to be talking about how to factor a polynomial. So let's just get started with an example. Let's say I had 5x squared plus 10x. Now let me just break this down. This is 5 times x times x. So we have two x's, and I'm going to factor this guy here, break it into a product of primes. So 2 times 5, and then of course x here. Let me put a parentheses around that. Okay, so let's look at this. We have two x's here, we have an x over here, okay, and we have a 5 and we've got a 5 here. So we're going to look at what's over here that's the same thing that's over here, okay. So I'm going to pull a 5 out because 5 is in both of these, and I'm also going to be able to pull out one x because there's an x here, and I'm going to pull an x out of here. Now I'm going to start a parentheses. So we pulled out a 5 and we pulled out of x, so we're left with an x here, and we're just going to be left with a 2. So you see, because we pulled this 2 and, or I'm sorry, we pulled this 5 and this x completely out. Alright, so this thing now has been factored. 5 times x plus 2 in parentheses. Let's look at another one. Okay, what about 12x to the third minus 18x to the fourth? Okay, so we can break this 12 up into, for example, 6 times 2, and that's 3 x's there, right? Minus, and then I'm going to go ahead and break that 18 up into 6 times 3. And of course we have 4 x's here. I'm going to try to sneak those in there. So when we look at this, we have an x, okay, in this term here, and an x over here in this term, so we're going to factor an x out. We always look at the one that has the smallest exponent, and that's what I'm going to pull out, an x to the third. Now we have a 6 that goes both into 12, it's the largest number that goes into 12, and 6 is also the largest number that's going to go into 18, so we're going to pull out a 6. And I'm going to start a parenthesis, so we're going to be left with a 2. I pulled all 3 of these x's out, minus a 3, and if I subtract 3 from this 4 here, we're just left with an x. Okay, so that's going to be 6x cubed times 2 minus 3x. Alright, let's use some different letters this time. Let's say I had 2b plus 4bc minus 10bd. Okay, what can we pull out that's, let's see, we got a b in each one of these, so we know we can pull that out, and there's a 2, 2 goes into 4, and 2 goes into 10. So we're going to pull out a 2b. So that means we're just going to be left with a 1 here, a 2c minus a 5d. And I do believe that that's all that we can possibly do there on that. Alright, what can we do here? Let's see. The only thing that we can pull out of both of these are going to be an x plus 1, because we have an x plus 1 over here and an x plus 1 over here. So let's just do that. X plus 1. So I pulled that out, we're just left with an x. And I pulled this one out and we're just left with a 5. Okay, so this is a simple example here, but we'll work some more complicated ones coming up.